This is the Spring 2021 Women's CWPA Division I Championship Tournament from the Canham Natatorium in Ann Arbor, Michigan on CWPATV.com. This broadcast is brought to you thanks to Cap 7 and the Collegiate Water Polo Association. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure being on. Scott Samuel David Weiss calling the action from the CWPA office in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania to be in compliance with health and safety protocols. It's Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Game 2 is up next out of our 4 games in this tournament. It is our second of 2 semifinals, which features in the dark caps the 2-seed Bucknell Bison of Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, and in the white caps, the 3-seed St. Francis University Red Flash of Loretto, Pennsylvania. Bucknell on a 3-game win streak, coming off a 14-9 win against the Red Flash in Emmitsburg, Maryland on April 17th. St. Francis had 1 game after that, also on April 17th, a 19-5 win at Mount St. Mary's, so both of these teams coming off wins. However, both Bucknell and St. Francis have yet to win a CWPA championship. It will be tough to take on 4-time defending champion Michigan. Michigan has won 13 straight games this year. A 16-0 winner in our first semifinal over Mount St. Mary's. The first shutout in CWPA championship tournament history, according to our statistics. And Michigan, just from the start, too much for the Mountaineers. Bucknell is coached by John McBride in his 10th season. He is the program's winningest head coach. He got number 1 all time with a 21-5 win over St. Mary's at Canham on Bucknell's campus on March 20th, surpassing John Ziegler for most all-time. McBride is 145 and 131. Jay O'Neill is in his 4th season as head coach for St. Francis, and he's really helped St. Francis this year. The Red Flash, 9-11, most wins, I believe, in a season, especially in the CWPA. In fact, coming into this season, had 0 regular season conference wins in program history. Had 2.
University of Michigan into Canham Natatorium for the second game.
Now there are announcements taking place. Let's listen to it.
Bucknell and St. Francis. All games are broadcast live at CWPATV.com, so tell your friends and family they can catch all the action without ever leaving home. Please support the participants and officials in a positive manner. Anyone failing to do so may be removed from the pool. Also, remember that alcohol and tobacco products within the competition site are prohibited. We would like to thank our sponsors, Cap 7, the official ball of the CWPA, Turbo, maker of great water polo apparel, Healy Awards, the supplier of our championship plaques, and Fox 40, the official whistle for all competition.
So St. Francis in the Whitecaps and Bucknell in the dark. These two teams have faced off against each other a couple times this year. Both wins by the Bison. On April 11th in Lewisburg, PA, Bucknell edged the Red Flash 11-8 in the 4th quarter. Bucknell had a hard time scoring. It was too late for St. Francis. Got a handful of goals, but it was too late. Last weekend at Mount St. Mary's, Bucknell handed St. Francis a 14-9 defeat. But St. Francis, though, should not be a piece of cake for Bucknell. In fact, St. Francis, in its last game, which was April 17th as well, 19-5 win against the host Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers, set program records for goals in the game with 19, margin of victory 14, and least goals allowed against a CWPA opponent of 5. Taylor Halbrower and Addison Williams had 5 goals apiece. and freshman Amis Sukes had 4 goals. And if we're not mistaken, Sukes has scored at least once in all 20 games this season, according to the Red Flash's statistics. Sukes is a freshman out of Budapest, Hungary. Taylor Halberler, who had 40 goals as a freshman in the pandemic-halted 2020 season, is around that amount of goals this season as well. A great sophomore catalyst for Jay O'Neill. Red Flash is 1-9 in tournament play since the start of the program. The lone win, 11-7 over George Washington in 2019. This is the second time the University of Michigan has hosted the CWPA tournament in 10 seasons of the CWPA. And the first time St. Francis is playing here in Ann Arbor in postseason play. The officials for this tournament, Alex Stankovic, Igor Murnenko, and Chad Packer. Stankovic is the head ref. Rosalinda Rivera, junior out of Hatfield, PA, is the goalkeeper. There is number 7, Abby Carter. And number 12 there is Julia Bradford, who has some goals this season. Momentarily, we'll be ready to drop the ball. Spectators have been capped at 70 maximum per game. Each team allowed 35 passes. So limited capacity. So that means 35 fans for Bucknell and 35 fans for St. Francis. And it's been a while since a team from Pennsylvania won the CWPA title. It's been so long. The last team to do so was Slippery Rock in 1996. Bucknell trying to get to a CWPA title game for the first time since 1994, when the Bison lost to Slippery Rock. St. Francis has never been to a title game. This is only the Red Flash's 5th season. St. Francis fans chanting in the background. Bucknell, though, 3rd straight winning season. Bison have managed at least 14 wins in each season since 2015 under McBride, with the exception of this season due to the shortened schedule. 7-3 Bucknell, 9-11 St. Francis. Winner of this game take on Michigan in the title game tonight at 7 p.m. if the circumstances permit. Loser would play Mount St. Mary's for 3rd place at around 4 p.m. Eastern, pending the circumstances. Bucknell in dark will be heading right to left. St. Francis in white, left to right. Bucknell averages about 14 goals a game. St. Francis about 9 3/4 goals. And the Red Flash in white have it going left to right. So it's St. Francis heading left to right. Trying to set it up inside 6 meters, and Bucknell will take care of business on the defensive end. Well, their first exclusion penalty as well. The power play for
6, Hayden Lang.
for Bucknell. Hayden Lang, her first exclusion foul. Marcela Herrera, one of 3 Bucknell seniors. In fact, senior day for Bucknell was on April 11th. That game was against St. Francis, an 11-8 win over the Red Flash. Herrera had a couple goals. It was Linda Rivera who won a CWPA Defensive Player of the Week honor this season with the Outlet. Ordinary foul. The Red Flash have earned CWPA honors in all 7 weeks this season. Ordinary foul. We'll take it from the point. We'll fire. Sam Gove with the digs. You hear Jay O'Neill yell, "Get back." O'Neill needs to take it easy. He has a couple of yellow cards this season. If I'm not mistaken, during a Michigan Invitational this season, he had been carded. I think the Red Flash went 0-4 at that tournament back in February. And that is to the left side and through Bucknell.
Goal scored by number 6, Ali Ferrano.
It's Ali Ferrano.
Ferrano
with the goal makes it 1-0 Bucknell. And that's her 289th to extend her Bucknell record. She's 11 away from becoming the first Bucknell women's water polo player with 300. Her teammate Callie Hyam, number 22, is believed to have 195. Hyam's dad, Tom Hyam, the head coach at LaSalle. Gove will now have the outlet. Here in the first quarter, Bucknell trying to make its first CWPA title game appearance since 1994. First as the CWPA Division I Conference. Take it back to the right flat. Now up to the point, under 10 in the shot clock. Rivera's waiting at the cage. Now we'll take it again. Thrown up and secured by Rivera. So still 1-0 Bucknell in the dark. In the first quarter of play, Bella Moynihan's shot had been denied by Rivera. Setting up inside. Will remain with St. Francis. And there are 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. SFU's shot off the top post. Taken by Bucknell. St. Francis this season had been ranked in the top 25. First time in program history, as high as number 24. Now inside the 6, Bucknell heading right to left in dark. Bucknell averaging 14 goals a game, allowing about 10. Up the top now to the right flat. 5 on the shot clock. Now Herrera. Actually, that might have been Herrera. Yeah, it was. Herrera sailed it out of play. Goal throw for Rivera. Keep this in mind, St. Francis has never won a CWPA Division I conference game when yielding 10 or more goals or scoring 9 or fewer. Conference game. 2 of SFU's 3 conference wins have come this season in program history. Both were against Mount St. Mary's, both were regular season. And St. Francis just 1 championship tournament game win in program history. A couple years ago, it was an 11-7 win over George Washington, 2019. Bucknell is called for an exclusion. So St. Francis will be on the 6-on-5. It's Moynihan, the guilty party. Her first foul. 5 seconds on the power play, 3:17 to go in the first. 1-0 Bucknell. Takes the shot, blocked in the field. Second effort. Not blocked this time. St. Francis draw even. It's 1-1.
Goal scored by number 7, Abby Carter.
Abby Carter.
Abby's goal comes with 3:12 remaining in the first.
With 3:12 remaining, that wall was broken into this time. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first. 1-1. Bucknell scoring first. And St. Francis has never defeated Bucknell in program history. Now the Bison back on the attack. Both of these programs looking for conference championship title number 1. Looks like a 6-on-5 is going to take place for the Bison.
St. Francis exclusion number 9, Addison Williams.
Addison Williams with her first exclusion foul. You get 3 of them, you will not be able to return. We'll take it up to the left flat. Now to the point, Paige Ferrano. Back to Ferrano. Paige Ferrano can't get it. Possession will go back to Bucknell. That was Herrera. Paige Ferrano set inside. And it gets past Rivera, and Bucknell back on top, 2-1.
Bucknell goals, scored by number 11, Megan LaCroix.
It's Megan LaCroix with the tally to make it now 2-1. And look at LaCroix.
2:14 remaining in the first.
Oh, right for the fingertips of Rivera. It's that sweet spot. Now, approaching 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second seed of Bucknell in dark 2. St. Francis in white 1. An exclusion foul had been called from half distance.
Bucknell exclusion number 2, Marcela Herrera.
Herrera with her first.
30-second timeout, St. Francis.
And St. Francis will have Jay O'Neill call the 30-second timeout to set it up. That will be the only 30-second timeout O'Neill has to use for regulation. St. Francis started the season 2-6. Went 2-2 its first weekend, then went 0-4 the following weekend, then 3-1 the third weekend, before heading into conference play and a couple of non-conference clashes. Gove able to fling that with a fist out of play. Maybe or palmed out of play. So 2 meter to be taken for the red flash. Each team with 2 exclusions. SFU 1 of 2 on the power play. Inside. And that is wide right out of play. Goal throw for Sam Gove. Gove out of Rockport, Massachusetts. Entered the season as a field player, but the goalkeepers Bucknell had elected not to participate in 2021. Now, when the 2020 season came to a screeching halt, Bucknell was 15-4, perhaps its best start in program history. 7-3 right now is not shabby either. Sending up inside, taken by the whole guard, and the red flash of Loretto have it. So, Ali Ferrano and Megan LaCroix had the goals for Bucknell. Abby Carter with the tally for SFU. "30 seconds left in the first. We'll take it off the post. Shot clock's unplugged. Loose ball. Now 24 seconds left. And Jay O'Neill right now is fuming. He needs to be careful. Yes, he is passionate, but you don't want to get the referee's attention.
Exclusion number 7, Abby Carter.
Abby Carter with the exclusions for St. Francis. And now they'll get it back, though. Unfortunate.
After one quarter of play, the score, Bucknell
after
2,
one quarter,
St. Francis 1.
It's the second seed of Bucknell, Bison in the dark 2, and the St. Francis red flash in the white 1. It's Ferrano, Ali Ferrano, and Megan LaCroix with the goals for Bucknell. Carter with the tally for SFU. As we head into quarter number 2.
Hi, I'm Jack Bowen, and here's this week's goalie tip of the week. Today we're going to take a look at attacking a front court offense when you have a right-handed player of the left-handed wing. And one of the things that we want to think about as goalies is always honoring the shooter, but also thinking a half a step ahead of them. So when you have a right-handed player at a bad angle down on this side of the pool, instead of honoring them at the perfect geometric angle here, we can cheat back and still honor the shooter. Because if I'm here and he makes a pass across the field of play, I'm hung out to dry. And so instead, I'm going to cheat off of him a little bit geometrically to here. Now you can see my body's still honoring him. I'm not here or on my back. My shoulders are squared to the shooter. But if I'm in a game situation now and he makes the pass here, I'm set on the shooter. Whereas if he shoots, my body is still balanced to make the save. For more goalie tips, check out Collegiate Water Polo Association's video library.
The Alumni Initiative is an important program established by the CWPA. We're asking graduated seniors to get involved after the collegiate seasons are done by either becoming a referee, mentor, coach, or financial supporter. If we engage our alumni after graduation, we can add programs, make playing more fun, and reduce participation costs. Make sure to contact the CWPA office at 610-277-6787 or send an email to office@collegiatewaterpolo.org if you or someone you know is interested. So 2-1 Bucknell in the dark over St. Francis of Loretto, Pennsylvania in the white. Ali Ferrano and LaCroix with the goals for Bucknell. Carter with the lone tally for St. Francis. SFU was 1 of 8 on shots, while Bucknell 2 of 6. 3 exclusions on St. Francis, 2 for Bucknell. The Bison 0 and 3 in the power play. SFU 1 of 2 on the player advantage. Julia Bradford for SFU gets the tip. In Western Water Polo Association Championship action, the fourth quarter, top-seeded Salem leads fourth-seeded Fresno Pacific 11-5 in a foul for the Red Flash. We'll cross it to the right side. Carter off the post. Possession will go by the way of Bucknell. So 1 for 3 in the power play is St. Francis as Amiz Souks shot and hit the post. Souks, freshman out of Budapest, Hungary, believed to have scored in all 20 regular season games this season. And how about Rosalinda Rivera?
Timeout, St. Francis.
St. Francis will call a timeout. Jay O'Neill, I think, did not see something he is comfortable with, so he will call for time. 2-1 Bucknell. Been a few minutes into the second quarter. CWPA has a podcast called Polo Cast. We take a deep dive into some of the most prominent people of water polo. We talk about the sport, their lives, who they are, and how they got there, with host George Gross Jr. New episodes released twice a month. Be sure to check out PoloCast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on an episode. Two in the first, 1 in the second for Bucknell and Dark. 1 in the first, 0 in the second for St. Francis and White. Actually, the ball went straight out of play. It was not a deflection. Just a full timeout by Jay O'Neill. So possession will go to SFU, which has not led in this one yet. Ball will be thrown back into play to Rivera, the junior out of Hatfield, Pennsylvania. St. Francis has 2 other goalkeepers, Heather Jacobson and Haley Senko. Rivera getting the nod in this one. Sam Gove, the lone keeper for Bucknell. Offensive foul at half distance for SFU. Bucknell now on the attack, heading right to left and dark here in Game 2 of the CWPA Championship Tournament in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ferrano. Now Ferrano needs 11 more goals for 300. Skip shot. Oh, what a bang. 3-1.
Bucknell goals scored by number 6.
How about Ali Ferrano with her second.
6:08 remaining in the second.
The 6:08 in the second. Look at her. Look at the penetration. Whoa, that had a little bit of a sizzle step. And Rivera unable to read it. Goal number 290 in the career of Ali Ferrano. And it looks like it will be a 6-on-5 opportunity.
Bucknell exclusion number 22, Kaylee Hyham.
Kaylee Hyham with her first exclusion foul. It's the 4th exclusion foul on Bucknell as a whole. Got a defender to the right of the cage with Gove at center. Takes a dry pass, takes a shot. Can't deny it that time.
St. Francis goal scored by number 11,
Mies Sooks.
Her goal coming with 5:36 remaining in the half.
Her first of the game to make it 3-2. Look at Sooks. Oh man, that was a whiplash of an attack. The freshman from Budapest, Hungary, believed to have scored in every game she has played this season. And with plays like that, and she continues those type of situations, Jay O'Neill might be pleased for years to come. Now Bucknell back on the attack, leading by a score. Now inside the 6, now up top, Ferrano. Faking about when to pull the trigger. Now from the point to the left side. Faking about it, it's a lot of faking, fires. Rivera able to push it aside. With some butterfingers. Slippery fingers, that is. That's a crucial save, even though we're under 5 minutes to go in the first half. See whether or not that sets the tone. Ordinary foul on Bucknell. Boy, the coaches are very vocal on the sidelines. That's a lot of motioning and clapping by Jay O'Neill, SFU head coach. Setting up for the hole. Lost the handle. Good defensive sequence for Bucknell. Bucknell up 2 in the first, 1 in the second. SFU 1 in the first, 1 in the second. The Bison have won both regular season meetings this season. Bucknell 4-2 in conference play. SFU 2-4 in regular season conference play. Mount St. Mary's went 0-6 in the regular season in the conference. Michigan 6-0 in regular season conference. Sailed wide left. Rivera. Goal throw. Bucknell is ranked number 20 in the CWPA Top 25 NCAA polls. Will be 6-on-5.
Bucknell exclusion number 4, Paige Ferrano.
Paige Ferrano, her first exclusion foul. St. Francis spectators providing encouragement. And the cross will fire. Blocked down by Gove. So Paige Ferrano comes back in. Junior out of Stamford, Connecticut. Boy, Jay O'Neill is not going to stop yelling. Skip shot off the post. St. Francis recovers, heading left to right and white. Down the goal. Ordinary foul. St. Francis 2 of 11 Bucknell 3 of 11 on shots. 5 exclusions for the Bison, 3 for the Red Flash. Now to the near side. 10 on the shot clock. And the 3 minutes left in the first half. 6 on the shot clock now. Heading left to right from the left flat. Gotta go full throttle. Had the legs, but not the accuracy. Sam Gove dodges a scare. And Bucknell will now be in transition. Now inside 6 meters. There's Paige Ferrano. Paige Ferrano crosses up. Will dump it to the hole. Fires. Swatted down by Rivera. Loose ball recovered by the Bison. Bucknell in dark. Resets. Set up. 6 on 5 called. Bucknell will be on the power play.
Number 12, Julia Bradford.
Julia Bradford with her first exclusion foul.
Timeout, Bucknell.
Timeout by John McBride. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's Bucknell, the 2 seed in dark 3, and St. Francis. Not halftime yet, sorry. Still got time. It's 3-2. We'll stay on here. We're jumping right now, but it's 3-2 Bucknell. 2 in the first, 1 in the second for Bucknell. 1 in the first, 1 in the second for St. Francis. Make sure you check out the CWPA YouTube channel, which is your #1 video source for everything water polo. We have Tip of the Week series, inside water movements, highlights, game of the week, and more. Go to youtube.com and search CWPA water polo to check out our water polo content. Bucknell will retain the possession out of the timeout. Jay O'Neill is now sitting down. He had been standing for some time. John McBride had also been very vocal for his Bucknell team. Ferrano swatted out off the post. Great defensive possession for St. Francis, which recovers, heading left to right in white. St. Francis trying to get double figures in back-to-back games for the second time this season, when once had 3 straight games with 10 or more goals. Actually, 5 straight games. Had to check that. And that spanned February and March. Now Bucknell with it. An ordinary foul. Ali Ferrano now. Pass it to the point for Bucknell. Under 10 on the shot clock. Bucknell with the possession. Paige Ferrano. Oh, had some cheese to it. High cheese. 4-2.
By number 4, Paige Ferrano.
That's her first of the game. Take a look at this. Woof, went whoosh. Looked like it kept climbing. Shot clock's now unplugged. St. Francis would like to get one back to pull within 1, heading into our intermission. Ball under. Job well done for Ali Ferrano. And Ferrano dribbling right to left in dark. And the shot clock will fire off the post. Was last touched by Rivera, so 2-beater for the Bison. John McBride giving Ali Ferrano instructions. skipped off the post. And that should do it for the first half.
At the end of one half of play, the score Bucknell
At the
4,
first
St. Francis
2
2.
quarters of play, it's
Reminder
second
from our
seeded
sponsors
Bucknell
at the half,
4
Cap 7, the official ball of
and
the
St.
CWPA.
Francis and
Turbo,
White
making
2.
a great water polo
It's a
apparel.
close game
Healy
at
Awards,
Canham
our
in
supplier
the
of
second of
championship
4
class,
games of the
and Fox 40,
CWPA
the
Division
official
1
for
Championship
all
Tournament.
competitions.
And we'll be back after this from Cap 7.
Cap 7 tip of the week. Hi, I'm Wolf Wygo, and today we're going to talk about what we're doing with our legs as we finish our shot, okay, transitioning from an egg beater to a strong breaststroke kick. So when you're shooting the ball, you want to get as much power as you can, and we're trying to use our whole body. So we're not just using our arm, we're using our abs, our back, okay, and even our legs to finish it off. So if you think about it, an egg beater kick, you're doing one leg alternated with the other. Okay, and if I want to get maximum power, I'm going to do a strong breaststroke kick with both legs at the same time, thrusting forward to get as much velocity on that ball as I can. So as I'm faking the ball, I'm in a regular egg beater position. I'm egg beatering hard, okay? And as I'm about to shoot the ball, I'm going to accelerate, draw both legs up, and do a breaststroke kick as I come forward and bring that ball. So I'm going to do a breaststroke kick. I'm transitioning from that egg beater, coming up, recoiling my body, getting my legs into that frog position where I try and get them up for as much power as possible. If I keep my legs low, I'm only kicking with a little bit of energy, pushing a little bit of water. If I can draw my knees higher, also if you're more flexible, it's really helpful. Okay, so anytime you're working on egg beater, okay, it's really good to make sure that you're stretching, okay, when you're out of the pool, trying to get as much flexibility as possible. The more you can torque your leg up, the more water you're going to be able to push. Okay, so again, I'm egg beatering, transitioning, and finishing with a strong egg beater as I come forward. Let's check it out one more time. So we talked about our legs. The last thing we're doing is with that offhand, we're going to be also pulling water behind us so that it pulls us forward. So as I'm doing that breaststroke kick, I'm pulling with my left hand, trying to grab as much water as possible, while at the same time following through on my finish. Okay, so a lot of players will use that offhand to really maintain their vertical position in the water, but once they shoot, they just let it sit there. Okay, so you want to remember that you're going to use that offhand to help get out of the water, and then once you're coming forward, you're going to use it to pull forward as well. So you're using it every way you want to make your position better or your shot better. You're activating every part of your body really, but finishing with that left hand or right hand if you're a lefty.
Be sure to check out our new CWPA Remote Series Professional Edition on the CWPA YouTube channel. We have Olympian George Gross Jr. interviewing water polo alumni from a variety of schools and professions. We take a look at how water polo helped them in college and beyond. New episodes come out every week on Thursday. Be sure to like and subscribe. First half had a lot of great defensive situations, which is why 2 seeds and number 20 ranked Bucknell and the Dark Caps have a 4-2 lead over St. Francis. Scott Samuel David Weiss here, calling the action on the CWPA network. This is the Spring 2020 Women's CWPA Division I Varsity Championship Tournament, hosted by University of Michigan. Bucknell is in dark, St. Francis is in white. 4-2 in favor of Bucknell. Leading the way for Bucknell, Ali Farana with 2 goals. Her sister Paige has a goal. Megan McCoy has also scored for the Bison. Sam Gove, 2 goals allowed, 3 saves for Bucknell. St. Francis with goals from Abby Carter and Amie Sukes. was Linda Rivera. 4 goals allowed, but 6 stops. Been a lot of shots here. St. Francis, 2 of 13. Bucknell, 4 of 16. Been a lot of exclusions. 5 for Bucknell, 4 for St. Francis. And it'll be St. Francis winning the tip to begin the third quarter. In Game 2, our second semifinal. Winner takes on Michigan in the first place game. The loser gets Mount St. Mary's in the third place game. Third place at 4 p.m. today, April 24th. First place today, April 24th at 7 p.m. EDT. Crossed up, blocked down. Bucknell turns it over and gets it. 4 8-minute quarters. There is a possibility that it could be more water polo beyond the fourth quarter, the way this game has played out so far. St. Francis has played overtime once this season, so has Bucknell. And both were season opening games. It was a loss for Bucknell, a win for St. Francis. St. Francis began the season with a 20-19 overtime loss at LaSalle on March 13th. Later that day, defeated the Explorers 11-9. St. Francis started the season at the Hoosier Invite in Bloomington, Indiana. Went 2-2, but started it with a 12-8 overtime win against Salem. Turned over, here comes Bucknell, dribbling right to left in dark. Spins it once, fires, oh, the burner is steamy. Ali Ferrano on fire right now, her third. Her 291st of her career.
Scored by number 6, Ali Ferrano. Ali's goal coming with 6:30 remaining.
6:38 remaining in the third, and it's the largest lead now at 3 for Bucknell. Free-goal game is still close. In fact, under John McBride, this is his 10th season, Bucknell has been involved in scores decided by 3 or fewer goals 97 times. That's out of 276 games. Now look at Bucknell. St. Francis looking a little discombobulated. And the Bison take over right to left in dark. St. Francis in white hasn't scored yet this third quarter. Carter and Sukes, the lone scorers for St. Francis. Ali Ferrano has 3, Paige Ferrano 1, and LaCroix 1 for Bucknell. Under 10 on the shot clock. Skipped. Rivera able to shield herself for the denial. Now St. Francis on the attack. This is St. Francis' 5th game here in Ann Arbor this season. 0-4. Lost to Indiana and Michigan and twice to Salem back on February 20th and 21st. Inside. Got ourselves a 5-meter penalty throw. There was interference at the hole position. Looks like Ali Ferrano will take it. Oh, what a denial by Rivera.
St. Francis penalty was on number 7, Abby.
That was on Abby Carter.
No good.
Her second has been shoved away. It's another keen save for Rivera moments ago. Ferrano was trying to get her 4th of the game and number 292 of her career. Every goal Ali scores will increase the program record for most goals in a career by a Bucknell individual. From long range, Gove gets some assistance from the crossbar. Sam Gove will take it away for Bucknell. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third for the Bison. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 0 in the third for St. Francis. Winner plays for first place against Michigan later on. The other team takes on Mount St. Mary's in a few hours for third place. Both of these teams went 2-0 against the Mount this season. Both went 0-2 against the Wolverines of Michigan. Oh, that had some difficult sizzle to it. And it's Ferrano yet again.
Goal scored by number 6, Ali Ferrano.
That's her 4th of the contest. And boy,
that's Allie's 4th goal of the game, coming with 3:50.
Looked like someone was taking an express trip with the flight of that ball. Surprisingly, Kelly Hyham has yet to score in this one, who is known for scoring at least 3 goals in games. I am believed to have 40 goals on the season. Morano had a few more than Hyham entering the contest. But right now, Ali Ferrano the difference with 4 goals for the Bison. 3:25 to go in the third. 6-2 Bucknell. It's a 5-1 scoring run. 8 on the shot clock. Ordinary foul. John McBride seems to be puzzled about why Ali Ferrano thought it was hers. But nonetheless, a shot clock violation on St. Francis. Back to Bucknell. Bucknell, in each of its previous 19 wins, have scored 10 or more goals. So if Bucknell scores double figures, it could be trouble. Deflected by the net's crossbar. And Jay O'Neill would like to talk it over with St. Francis. Couple minutes left, about 2:40 and change. We're in the third quarter. It's 2 seed Bucknell in the dark, 6. St. Francis,
Bucknell
the
exclusion
3
number
seed
6, Ali Ferrano.
in white 2, Ali Ferrano on the exclusion, and we'll step aside momentarily. Reason why the score is 6-2 right now. Bucknell, which has the 4-goal lead, shooting .286, 28.6%. Usually won't get the job done. St. Francis, .143, 2 of 14. Also had quite a few exclusions. 6 for Bucknell, 5 for St. Francis. Power plays haven't been strong. Red Flash 1 of 6. Bucknell 0 for 4. Bucknell missed a penalty shot. In terms of exclusion trouble, Abby Carter is the only player on neither team. She's for St. Francis with 2 exclusion fouls. Rosalinda Rivera, one-time Defensive Player of the Week this season in CWPA, 8 saves for St. Francis. Now 6 on 5. Ali Ferrano excluded. St. Francis back with it. Haven't heard Taylor Halbeller so far in this one who could score usually in every game. Blocked out of play. 2 meter for St. Francis. St. Francis is going to have its best finish in program history, regardless how it finishes in this tournament, with a first, second, third, or fourth place finish. A little bit of a dunk lob. It's 6-3 now. That's Taylor Howbeller with her first. The sophomore from Edmonton, Alberta, gets them within 3. To the right side she went. There was an assist from Carter. So the lead is now down to 3 for the Bison. Now with some dry passing around the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock. A lot of egg beater motion. Ordinary foul. Verano will take it. And there's nothing left behind. Ali Ferrano with her 5th. It's 7-3 now.
Scored by number 6, Ali Ferrano.
That's her 293rd.
Ali's 5th goal of the game, coming with 136 remaining.
136 remaining in the third. She gets a couple more in the next game. Perhaps she gets to 300 goals. Kelly Hyam, though, still scoreless in this one. 5 away, we believe, from 200. Will join about 5 others, including Ali Ferrano, in the 200 goals club. Penalty foul on Bucknell will give a 5-meter penalty throw. Addison Williams will have it and skip her way to town. It's now 7-4 with Williams first to the game.
Francis goal scored by number 9, Addison Williams.
And we're going to take a look here from this angle. Ali Ferrano was on the right in case there was a deflection. That was deflected, but off the left fingertips of Sam Gove. So St. Francis gets within 3 yet again. 7-4 now. Again, Bucknell 10-0 all time against the Bison. No, against the Red Flash, pardon. The Bison of Bucknell and the Red Flash of SFU. Rivera, another denial that goes behind the net. 2 meter from the 5. 53 seconds left in the third. Right now, Ali Ferrano, the player of this game. She's the difference. 5 goals. There's Ali. Take as much clock as needed. There's Ali Ferrano. Now might be when the aggressiveness gets serious. But that is turned over. Shot clock unplugged. That's if you can get a goal here. Could be the making of an interesting fourth quarter. Bucknell on a 3-game win streak, scoring 10 or more in each of those 3 wins. SFU coming off a win, trying to have a win streak extended to 2 games. Blocked by Gove. And that will do it for the third quarter. This game is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. After 24 minutes of play, it's 2-seed Bucknell in the dark 7 and 3-seed St. Francis in the white 4. Ali Ferrano had all 3 Bucknell tallies in the third. Howballer and Williams with the scores for the Red Flash in that period. It's a 3-goal game. Can St. Francis come up with the goals and stops in our final regulation period?
I am Wolf Weigo, co-founder of Cap 7. I'm going to talk about the Cap 7 skip ball. It's a great little ball for kids to play with for a number of reasons. It's soft, bounces really well, just a lot of fun. Everyone I've ever given one of these to, random people, not even water polo people, they say it's the best ball. Their kid loves it more than any ball. Get yours at cap7.com today and enjoy your skipping.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo with Cap 7. There's one more quarter to go in this game. Fourth quarter coming up now.
Be sure to follow us on social media for all the latest updates on what is happening around the league. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CWPA Water Polo, and be sure to check out our YouTube page for tons of water polo content. Bucknell in dark, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third for 7. St. Francis, the free seed in white, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third for 4. In our second of 2 semifinals, game 1, Michigan, the top seed, defeated 4 seed Mount St. Mary's 16-0. And believe it or not, believed to be the first shutout in CWPA Women's Championship Tournament history. Following the conclusion of this game, we'll have a little bit of a respite. And around 4 o'clock p.m. EDT, the loser of this game would take on 4th-seeded Mount St. Mary's for 3rd place. On the NCAA scoreboard, in WWPA Championship Tournament action, top-seeded Salem defeated 4th-seeded Fresno Pacific 11-5 in O'Fallon, Illinois. Mercyhurst defeated McKendree 7-6 earlier in WWPA Championship Tournament action. Now, final regulation period as Igor Mernenko drops the rock. St. Francis needs this possession. Here's Abby Carter. Has to be careful with 2 exclusion fouls. St. Francis 4 of 18 on shots. Bucknell 7 of 23. So if you want a defensive effort, you're watching it in this one. Now it's a 6-on-5. Marcela Herrera now with her second exclusion for Bucknell. One more on her and she won't be able to return. Abby Carter sails it into Loretto, Pennsylvania. We are at Canham Natatorium in Ann Arbor, Michigan, for the 2021 Women's CWPA Division I Championship Tournament. We were supposed to be here in Ann Arbor for this tournament in 2020, but the season had come to a halt due to the coronavirus pandemic. And we're fortunate to have limited spectators for each game of this tournament. 7 on the shot clock. Off the right side of the post. And boy, if it weren't for those crossbar denials, would this game be a blowout? Or would it be even closer? Rivera taking her time with the outlet. St. Francis heading left to right now. And Bucknell 4-2 in conference play in the regular season. St. Francis 2 of 4. And rush that shot. St. Francis, a couple of shots that have gone errant. That was Maddie Voss. Unlucky that time. Bucknell now heading right to left for a dry pass. Bucknell trying to make its first title game appearance since 1994. And never won a CWPA title. St. Francis hasn't either. 7 on the shot clock. 3 seconds left, and Rivera has come up with these big stops. She's playing a heck of a game right now. The last time these teams met, back on April 17th, Taylor Haubauer had 3 goals, 2 goals for Addison Williams. A couple of players had solo tallies for St. Francis. And it looks like right now SFU will have a gift.
Number 22,
Callie Hyham still not on the board in goals. Gets her second exclusion foul, so she's one away from being disqualified from the contest. Carter brings it up. And I believe that was Julia Bradford's shot. Stopped, and Gove picks up the pieces. However, an offensive foul gives it back to SFU. With 5:10 to go in regulation. Bucknell 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 0 in the fourth. Bucknell able to confiscate the rock. Under 5 minutes to play in regulation. 7-4. Right now, Jay O'Neill really letting his voice heard. Oh, what a door slammer for Bucknell. Paige Ferrano, her second. And take a look here.
Bucknell goal
Spun around.
Paige Ferrano.
And went around
That's Paige's second
the horn.
game, coming with 4:38 remaining in
4:38 remaining. The Ferrano sisters have 6 of 8. Actually have 7 of 8 goals. That was the Ferrano show. 5 for Allie, 2 for Paige. Megan McCrory has the other Bucknell tally that came in the first. Bucknell right now figuring out the weaknesses by St. Francis. And St. Francis has just 1 win in CWPA Championship Tournament history against 9 losses. This looks like loss number 10 unless SFU really gets a foot on the pedal. Rivera now, Rosalinda Rivera, will have a pivotal outlet. So Abby Carter has 2 exclusion fouls for St. Francis. A couple of players have exclusions. For Bucknell. Drops a potato. And that goes wide right. Approaching 3 minutes left in regulation. Bucknell in dark, 8. St. Francis in white, 4. They're in their second of 2 semifinals. Set up for the hole. Should be a 6-on-5 for Bucknell.
Timeout, Bucknell.
And John McBride will call a timeout.
Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo. Do you want to improve your game? Everyone should have a Cap 7 ball to improve their ball handling skills. If you really want to improve your game, you've got to have a couple water polo balls in your house. Everywhere I go, I'm kicking around the ball, spinning it in my fingers, playing with it, kicking it. It's a lot of fun. Get one and take your ball handling skills to a new level.
So 8-4 in favor of the Bucknell Bison over the St. Francis Red Flash. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Not too far away from Michigan Stadium, known as the Big House. The winner of this tournament would get an automatic bid to the 2021 NCAA Women's Water Polo Championship Tournament, hosted by University of California, Los Angeles, Spiker Aquatic, May 12th, 14th, and I believe 15th or 16th. And the NCAA announced it will allow up to 50% fan capacity for its 2021 Outdoor Spring Championships and Division I Fall Championships being held in the spring based on recommendations from the NCAA COVID-19 Medical Advisory Group. Now to play. It will be possession for SFU. With under 3 minutes left, can St. Francis go on a 4-0 run without allowing anything else? 8-4. Bucknell has not won a game in which it scored 9 or fewer goals since February 2nd, 2020. 7-5 against Claremont Mud Scripps at the Bruno Classic in Providence, Rhode Island. We're in the shot clock, and Bucknell able to swing by with the pick. So it appears Bucknell will be making its first championship appearance for the CWPA Championship since 1994 when it lost to Slippery Lock. St. Francis would likely have a date with Mount St. Mary's for third place at around 4 p.m. Eastern today. Ferrano swings it by, 5 on the shot clock, swivels to the rope. Rivera has it. Rizzondo Rivera, 11 saves in this one. Bucknell shooting .276, 8 of 29, has a 4-goal lead. Not any better for SFU. 4 of 22, that's under 20%, 18.2. Two-handed save by Sam Gove. 1 minute to go in this contest. And Bucknell is about to party like it's 1994. And that was a little before Major League Baseball canceled its season due to a player strike. Now Bucknell playing keep away, up by 4 goals, 8-4. Never trailed in this one. It will prove to 3-0 on the season against the Red Flash. 11-0 all time against SFU.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout. It has to be a full timeout because St. Francis already used the timeout. Actually, it's the last timeout for St. Francis, trying to get one last goal before heading for third place. So Bucknell, the first time in 27 years, will play for a CWPA title. Never come out as the victors. Will have a tough task against Michigan. Bangs the gong there.
St. Francis goal scored by number 8, Taylor Halbauer.
It's Taylor Halbauer with her second. With seconds remaining, right for the fingers of Gove. So 8-5. Score is close. This would be the second game decided by 3 or fewer goals this season, this series. And it is. Final score in our second semifinal. Bucknell in the dark 8, St. Francis in the white 5. Bucknell would move on to take on host Michigan at 7 p.m. Eastern for first place, while St. Francis would take on 4th-seeded Mount St. Mary's at 4 p.m. Eastern for third place. And now let's review the totals. 5 of 24 for St. Francis for a 20.8 shooting clip. 8 of 30 for Bucknell, 26.7. 9 exclusions for Bucknell, 6 for SFU. SFU was 1 of 8 on the power play, Bucknell 0 for 5. Each had a penalty foul. St. Francis converted a 5-meter penalty shot. Bucknell missed its lone one. There were no yellow cards. SFU 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth for 5. Bucknell 2, 2, 3, and 1 for 8. Bucknell was led by 5 goals from Ali Ferrano, who now has 293 for her career. Her sister Paige had 2, Megan McCroy had the other. St. Francis goals, 2 for Taylor Haubauer, and 1 apiece for Carter, Williams, and Sukes. Sam Gove gets the win with 5 goals allowed and 5 saves, and Rivera busy in the cage, 8 goals allowed but 12 saves for a .600 save percentage. So that will do it here in our second game. Again, the final score, 2 seed Bucknell 8, St. Francis the 3 seed in white 5. In a few hours, St. Francis will come back in the pool to take on 4 seed Mount St. Mary's for 3rd place. Bucknell later on has a date with host Michigan. And we'll see if the Wolverines can make it 5 titles in a row, or if Bucknell can make history and get its first ever CWPA title. For Justin Cypher, our Director of Multimedia, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Thank you to everyone for watching, and we'll see you a little later on for more CWPA Women's Division I Championship Tournament action from Canham Natatorium and